God, that was bad. Hey everybody, DoctorChompy here. I'm just showing you guys this one thing, kind of game that I made. There's 4 teams of 2, but there doesn't need to be 4. There at least needs to be 2 teams of 2 plus a ref, so 5 people in total. The game doesn't really have a name yet. If you guys have any specific names in mind, feel free to post down in the comments. Right now I'm just gonna call it the bow game anyway, on each team there are 2 people. One is the goalie and one is the regular old player. Player cannot leave this square, and what he needs to do, let's say I'm on red team. If you're on red team, you need to shoot an arrow at that wooden button on the red block. So then a new arrow will just drop out of this, and then also a piece of gravel will fall into the tube from up there, and that is your score. Once you reach free, your team is done and you win. And your team wins. So now if you're playing 4 people, 3 people, the game will keep on going until the person who is in last place or third, the person who is in third place is determined. So let's say if someone wins, the game will keep on going. It's just that the player on that team would be out, but the goalie would still be in, because the goalie still needs to defend the goal to keep the other team from scoring. So then I'm going to show you guys what every single team has. This is all redstone powered, so yeah. So here are the player gear. All this stuff here is for the goalies. They have a lever cap dyed to their team's color, and then diamond armor with projectile protection 4, because the way that the goalies keep the other team from scoring is that when they shoot an arrow at the button, they jump in front of the arrow. So it's kind of like a suicide mission. Just kidding, not really. But then they also have the goalie stick, which with knockback 1. So if anyone comes into the goalie zone, the goalie just hits them out, and it'll send them back pretty close to the center. And then these are the bows for the regular players. I'm gonna take a goalie stick. Then there's the ref, who has iron helmet and diamond armor. Each thing has protection 4 and unbreaking 3, and the boots have protection 4, unbreaking 3, and feather falling 4. Then he also has penalty stick, which is a diamond sword with sharpness 5, and penalty sword, not penalty stick, and the break up the fight stick with knockback 2. Then he also has the arrow that he drops down at the very beginning of the match. That is the starting arrow. He also has this piece of paper that tells you to do that command, so I'm going to show you guys that command. Include 8, 100,000. It is jump boost, so the ref really has jump boost, and it's that way he can easily get out of the way nice and fast. So I'm going to show you guys what basically each of the weapons are on villagers, because they have about the same health as players. So I'll spawn in a villager, and I'll show you guys the goalie stick. Let's see, this villager being mean, he just walks into the goalie zone. Goalie will just punch him with that, put the goalie stick, and he'll just go out towards the center. Now I'm just gonna kill him real quick. Now, in the game though, if you get 3 warnings, 1 for each penalty. So if you get a warning, the player on that team is out, and that team automatically gets last place. So yeah, so you don't want to get 3 strikes really. But let's say these 2 villagers are fighting. Break up the fight stick comes in, and he just hits them into the corner. Now let's say that they're still fighting, and they got all 3 strikes, and they're the players. They die. He uses the penalty sword to kill them. And when they die, they will drop their bow, of course, so then the ref will go pick it up and then just put it back into the player's gear chest. But yeah, so that's basically it. Now I'm going to show you guys what happens when you score, but before that I'm going to put all the stuff back. So yeah. So what happens when they score? Well, I'm going to get a bow out. I don't feel like taking one of those, so But when they score, I'm going to stay like this, that way you guys can see it. I would shoot, and of course it's the glitch. Yeah, I suck with bows. Maybe I should have made a game of something that I'm better at. It just seems like curved and all. Anyway, I'm just gonna go press the button. Because apparently the thing's glitching. So I press the button, that piece of gravel has fallen, and also a new arrow has hopped out of there. The arrow, I'll put it back. But yeah, that's basically all that happens. In order to start, the referee will drop an arrow there. So that's basically it. If you guys have any suggestions for the name of the game, feel free to post down in the comments. Eventually, I might have a server that people can actually connect to. I had a server before, but no one could connect to it. So, yeah. So basically, when I have the server up, I'll try to maybe get a friend of mine who's good with programming, stuff like that. Maybe try and make a plugin for this game. Really though, it's not that hard though. I could have some stuff that way. Winning team gets teleported out, or it turns invisible and goes into creative mode, or teleports in this glass cage above the arena to watch. I don't really know, but yeah. So that's really it. And if you have like I said before, suggestions for the name, just leave them down in the comments. And yeah. So I'm Dr. Chompy, and I will see you guys later.